Sagittarius, welcome to your 5-card movie star spread. As per usual, you can just click right on that description box and it will talk about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each card. That being said, it's my 12-second introductory. Okay. So, Sagittarius, you're feeling like you're feeling good. You're feeling like you accomplished something. It's not like you accomplished all your goals or everything's done or this or that, but you reached a milestone and you're taking the time to celebrate progress, to recognize, I set out to do a few things. I've accomplished those things. I'm headed in the right direction. I'm going to take a moment for me and really be like, all right, good job. You're doing okay. Keep going. It's like a parade. It's like somebody just taking a little bit of time to pat themselves on the back or getting recognition from other people. But the laurels are here. This little thing, or it's called laurels, means you can't rest on your laurels. You can't just put your head down or all that falls apart. So it's a short-lived moment, but good for you for taking the time to celebrate it or to get recognized for it. You do recognize that it's not time to reap everything you sow, though, I guess is the way to say it. So you recognize that there's still time and things that need to develop and a little work that needs to go in before you can really collect on your resources. Hence the celebrating a short-term goal or a milestone, because you recognize there's more work to be done. It's difficult work. It's not easy. You aren't managing this bundle of sticks very well, and sometimes you feel like the rug is just going to pull out from under you, but somehow you manage to wake up every day, and you still manage to muddle through your responsibilities and get everything done. And at the end of the day, you're like, I may not have gotten everything done, but I did the best I could, and I'm going to recognize that I'm headed in the right direction. I'm going to recognize there's more work that needs to be done. And I'm going to get up tomorrow, and I'm going to face these challenges. There is a little bit of give and take that needs to happen. And this being in your journey card is showing me that there's a point of struggling, because there are some truths that you need to get at that are not going to be pretty to express to yourself or other people. And you recognize that you're the person responsible for having to maybe give a little bad news. All right. We all have to do it from time to time. But you know what you have to say is going to come with disappointment. And you're preparing yourself for that. That's probably why you're celebrating. You're like, I'm headed in the right direction. I got to give the bad news. But you know what? If I give it now and then we put in the work and we wait the time and effort, then maybe we can get this better outcome and manage these responsibilities together as a whole. It feels like a group. I might be talking to like the head of household or a boss or just somebody who wants to really take charge of a situation. Okay? Ultimately, your goal is to come out of lack. Okay? And you're looking at the history of things to try and figure out how this, again, here we have disappointment, lack of potential. You know what I mean? How did this come about? How did this stagnancy come about that's kind of slowing everything down? You're really taking the time to analyze this before you get together with everybody and unleash this slightly painful truth. It's not an easy thing to walk around telling everybody what's going wrong. It's not an easy thing to have to be the one who's constantly telling the truth, because when you're constantly telling the truth, you're going to be upsetting people. Not everybody wants to hear the truth, okay? Because if they've worked really hard to build up illusions, the truth will destroy those illusions. And that's something they put a lot of time and effort into. And unfortunately, that's just life. People will always want to defend their actions, whether right or wrong, first and foremost. Some people, when you tell them the truth and you tell them what's really happening, their first thing is to be defensive. And then they go home and they think about it. They recognize what you said. And then they're like, oh, and they're ready to compromise or talk about it another day. Some people get defensive and stay defensive, you know? And it feels like I said, this feels like a group, and it feels like you're dealing with several different personalities. And you recognize some people will accept these truths and some people won't. And it doesn't matter what happens. You're just going to have to keep moving forward and managing these responsibilities. You're always going to have a little bit of give and take, and there will always be more work. But you recognize that you're heading in the right direction, and you're taking a moment to either recognize for yourself or other people are recognizing you for it, for doing the right things for the right reasons. Even if the right thing is to give a little bad news. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I'll see you next time.